Let me give you the keys to understanding music on a fundamental level. We're going to start with your body. Your body is a resonator through which the spiritual energy flows and becomes something physical. So when you're using your body to tap a rhythm on a table, to beatbox like tick tick bam tam tam, this is the fastest way to transmitting that energy, to translate that into something physical that you then can use to create chord drums in your DAW. So we are not really clicking that with the mouse, because the moment you put yourself into this tiny limited box where you just sit in front of your DAW and you're just clicking this on the grid, you kill all the joy, all the creativity. And like, it's no surprise why your drums sound flat, boring, and never as good as the professional tracks that you like so much, right? It's not that you're doing something wrong, it's that you are not doing the key thing, which is using your body. Rhythm is the physical translation of your spiritual energy, of your intention, of your willpower. When was the last time that you danced to the point where you just lost your mind? You really stopped feeling that you are this limited human body and you became the music. It's almost like a meditation, if you want to have like a term for that. When I dance like this, like it goes really intense, it goes really crazy, I start feeling music till the point where it's like I become the music. My body is like, I'm not feeling my body, I become the vibration. I can feel the physical sensation, but then it's like out of the body experience. And this is the key, my friend. You don't need more fucking information or another tutorial on how to make drums, 10 tricks to making amazing sounding music. You have everything that you need inside, so start using your body. This is the key. You already have everything. Just express it, okay? If you are tired of generic music production tutorials and you resonate with me, with my approach, and you want to go deeper, learn music from a deeper fundamental level so that you can make music that resonates with people, then check the links in the description. Here's how I can help you with that. And I'm going to be closing down my coaching pretty soon. This is not fake scarcity, just the next natural step of my business. More videos on that soon. So if you've been thinking about my mentorship, this is the right time to have a chat. So first, I just want to show you this original vocal recording and then explain the logic, what I did, how I did it, so that you can apply the same principle. So obviously, I just started vibing with the track, so you just want to turn off the main drums group and then go with something like so you can hear that a lot of my beatbox shots that I did with my voice, they copy the melody and the rhythm of the melody. So I just want you to listen one more time and pay attention how my voice goes in sync with the instruments. Especially here. So there's only one groove on the track. And this is what you want to do. Again, don't limit yourself. Don't try to come up with like any cool pattern. I just want you to close your eyes if you need and just vibe, because that's the magic. When you vibe, when you play, everything flows effortlessly, right? The next thing that I started doing, we want to have a look, let's say, at this section. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to solo the main hat. And what I did, I just started, as my beatbox was playing, I started finger drumming on my Akai drum pad, started with this hat. So this is how it sounds like. Let's go with... See? So when I do these kind of sounds, you can then use that as a pattern for the drums. So I'm not going to be copying maybe every single of my vocal shots, but quite a lot you can copy. So then you can just start adding more drums until it feels really good. So let's go without the drums, without the instruments. Especially here, it's in sync. And then you can use this as an open hi-hat or this like reversed cymbal, because with your voice, it's a lot easier to play out these sounds, right? Then let's have a look at this pattern as well. Okay, you should start seeing the logic here. Now, let's go with the snare drum. And now, when we add the snare and the additional percussive snare layer, this is what's going to happen. We can add this one too. And it sounds amazing with the instruments. So just one more time, real quick. So some of the vocal shots, you don't need to fill them with percussion or with the drums. You can just fill them with the instruments, right? Because when the beat or instrumental is too busy, it's just not really that cool, okay? Now, the next thing that I want to fly over is going to be the velocity. And unfortunately, this is what a lot of people miss. So in this case, if we just go with flat velocity, the drums, they will sound flat and boring. I'm gonna be honest, I don't always program every single hit from scratch, because in Ableton Live 12, you can just click randomize and then just go and adjust this if you need. So let's go with, we can go like, let's say like this. And when I'm going like I'm creating more dynamics, because the low volume, like this low velocity shot, it creates this movement up and down, up and down. So you want, when programming your drums, the velocity, you want to feel every single shot. Every single shot matters. Every single velocity matters, right? And then here we can take this, and let's say we can go with, let's say something like this, just for fun, right? I'm just going like this. Let's zoom in a little bit. Can we do like narrow? Just like this. So you can create different shapes, but again, this is very important. Now, when it comes to the groove pool in Ableton, I'll be honest, I'm not really using it, but if you want, you can just go to the groove pool, just drag and drop something from here, apply to your, actually I do have it activated here, but the global amount is off, but we can try it just for fun. Let's go like this. It just creates more like tick, 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 tick. I'm not gonna go too deep into this. You can just try this yourself. Okay. The last thing that we're going to discuss is going to be the sidechaining. So obviously in electronic music, we want to have that pump, that like this kind of sound. And it's really easy to achieve if we just go and we do sidechaining on the drums group. So every time when the kick hits, what I'm doing is I'm ducking that. And same on the instruments too. So sidechaining is obviously the very common technique that you're gonna hear in electronic music. So same thing here. Let me just push this on the instruments because it's gonna be a little bit more obvious. And if we go with that. Let's reduce that, remove the auto gain. So you can use this creatively. You don't have to use this compressor, like literally anything you want. You can use Ableton Standard one, or if you have Pro C3, doesn't matter. So those three things, when you do those correctly, they will change your drums. Just make sure, I'm gonna repeat this one more time, you want to use your body, because if you're not using your body, then just don't be sad, don't be surprised why your drums sound boring and flat. Now let me show you the next principle that will change your music forever. It's called the law of rhythm. I'm going to draw the visual representation of it first and then explain. So this is how it goes. We go up and then we go down. We go up and down, up and down, up and down. This is the ancient Hamitic principle that explains how this reality operates. So the simplest example would be the seasons in the nature. So we have the summer, we have the winter, and everything changes. If you take sea tides, again, there's the up and down, back and forth. Everything in this reality, everything has cycles. So the same thing we can apply to the groove. So groove is not just the hits themselves. So let's imagine that those are the drum hits. But groove, what creates groove is actually this space in between, the moment of pauses, when we allow the track to breathe. And what a lot of people do is they fill every single part of the track like this. So there's no dynamics, there's no life, there's no breath. Everything is on the same level, constant movement. But you cannot have a track that is breathing. You cannot have a track that feels groovy, that feels alive, if you are adding, and adding. If you have zero space for the listener just to have a rest, even if that's like for a split second, if that's a micro rest. So what we're gonna do right now, I'm gonna show you how you can simplify your drum grooves just by taking out unnecessary sounds, unnecessary loops. And when you do so, your track starts to breathe and sound 10 times better, 10 times more professional. Now let me show you how to apply the law of rhythm using the real track. I'm gonna slowly start adding more and more elements and show you what's too much, what's good, and so you can get the fundamental understanding of the groove. So let's go with just the drums and the kick bass. So a very easy way to understand the cycles is, now we go down. So pow, pow. When the snare hits, it's basically the kick is up, the snare is down. So up and down. And now as we start adding more elements to the groove, let's say we're going to do the instruments. This is the full beats. Then we're going to do percussion. To make it even more obvious, what we can do is, let's do like this. Let's do like this, just delete this. So this is really cool. And now you should have even better understanding of the up and down, the breadth of the track, the breadth of your groove. I think I just want to disable one sound here. Yeah, it's for clarity. The thing is, this is where a lot of people start overcomplicating. At this point, the track, it does not need anything more. It's pretty full. So the only thing that I added from here is the percussion groove that supports what we have. It doesn't really fight. It doesn't really conflict or fight for the attention. It's already pretty good, right? So let me play you this, and then I'm gonna add more elements so you can understand what's too much and why it's, in most cases, always better to remove the elements, keep it more minimal. We can even delete a little bit of drum hits here, just for fun. So you can see both are fine. Since we have the pause here, we can technically use this space. Now, let me start adding so that you can really understand what's wrong. Because this is honestly where a lot of people, a lot of producers, including myself in the past, I was thinking that more is better. It gives you the groove, gives you the, the fullness of the sound, which is a lie. It's a big lie, my friend. So check it out. So it makes the whole beat unnecessarily too complex. Instead, I can mute the first one. But you can see the first one is way stronger. It supports the groove way better. And then let me show you another example. This is like too much, like way too much. So there's no breath in the track. It becomes too busy. Even with this example, that wasn't too bad. So what's the key takeaway from this? Simplify. I want you to go even more simple than it feels comfortable to you. Because this is really the key. If you listen to this, your brain, your mind, you may start thinking like, oh, is there something missing? But it doesn't really sound that it's missing anything. So this is how you can use the law of rhythm. So now make sure that you practice and you really understand this with your own tracks. Now let me show you the last principle that will help you to understand music and drums even better. It's called the law of gender, and I'm going to explain it for you in a really simple way. So in this reality, we have two energies. It's like yin and yang. So we have the masculine energy and we have the feminine energy. So the masculine energy is the kick. It's powerful, it hits, it makes a statement. The feminine energy is the percussion. And when these two energies connect, you get a resonance. Your track starts to feel alive. I'm going to use a couple of visual metaphors to help you understand this so that it finally clicks. I want to start with the kick, and I want to connect it to the law of rhythm, because it's really all interconnected. There's no separation between the law of rhythm, what I said in the beginning about the law of vibration, that your body is a resonator. Like it's all one reality. These are the rules that are connected on all levels, right? So let me illustrate this one more time. So this is the familiar law of rhythm. So the kick is going to be here. So it hits like this, right? And then the percussion, it fills that space. And then we got the kick again, the kick again, the kick again. So the kick, it hits. And the percussion, it fills space. And when these two elements connect with each other, they are not fighting, they are adding to one groove. They are adding to each other. When you are really a master of this flow, so up and down, the kick hits, and you're going to understand this really good. So let's start with the first metaphor, and I want you to close your eyes just for a few seconds with me and put your hand on your chest and breathe in and breathe out together with me at the same time. So see? So when you are breathing in, that's the kick. That's the first intention. That's the statement. You inhale, you make a statement. And then when you exhale, that's the metaphor of the percussion. So in the kick and then the exhale. Now let's do another little fun exercise. We're going to listen to the track and I'm going to breathe with the track so you can feel this principle, not just on the intellectual level, but like physically. The groove is going to be ingrained in your body and in your mat. So I'm going to put the track and try to breathe with me so that you really feel everything. Kick is a punch, direction, willpower. Now make a fist and feel the energy focus in one place. That's what the kick does in your track. It doesn't ask, it declares. And now look at this team. It doesn't hit, it envelops. It fills the space left by the kick. This is your percussion, hats, shakers, and everything that dances around the fist. One without the other is meaningless. A fist without steam is aggression. Steam without a fist is a fog. But when they come together, it's groove. It's the breath of the track. And that's really it, my friend. You don't need more information on how to make drums, no more theory. You have all the answers, everything you need inside. So if you allow yourself to trust your body to express your energy through dancing, through beatboxing, you're gonna make amazing drums.